Hey, what is going on YouTube? This is Robert, and today I'm bringing to the full drop list for this week, which is going to be week 6 of the full winter season. Now, we've just had the update or the release of the Thrasher pieces, so they're not actually going to be on Supreme Community, but we're going to go through them anyway, like regardless. There are 60 odd photos, which is a little bit better than some of the prior, which have had like 120 to like 150, which is so many to go through. But yeah, we're just going to jump straight into this as per norm. Let me know down below whether or not your items from last week have arrived or not, or anything you've picked up recently. And without further ado, let's just jump straight into this. So first and foremost, we're just going to go through the week as it is currently, just go through the pieces, and then we'll move on to the Thrasher. A couple of the Thrasher pieces are actually being updated, as you can see, little by little. Maybe when I refresh, they might all be there. But yeah, we can also just go through the official ones from Supreme, even though these are the official ones. But yeah, so with that being updated and added, as I've given it like 4 or 5 minutes, close to 5 minutes now actually, they've now all been updated, so I can kind of close off Supreme. We have the Thrasher pieces, but I'll still need to open them up to go through them so that you can see them. But for the first piece for this week, we're going to have the Moleskin notebooks, which, to be honest, are kind of actually something that I feel like picking up, as I have been using like a notebook type thing quite recently, and I feel like I just want another, I guess, in the end, and it's sort of perfect timing. I know a lot of people who also really like the Moleskin or Moleskine, however you pronounce it, notebooks as well. So yeah, for the first piece for Thrasher, we're going to have the zip-up hooded sweatshirt, which, as you can see, is Supreme Thrasher in like a cross, almost like the Supreme cross was. The artwork is by Neckface, and yeah, there are a couple of different colorways. Personally, I think that this sort of creamy tone is probably the best, even though like white stands out a lot against the black. I just feel like that's the best. I'm not really a massive fan of the blue. So yeah, from there we have the sweater, which is the exact same thing, just a couple of different colorways in the end. Personally, it's probably going to be grey for me. That's just it. That's just how I feel. I think that grey is just a better tone overall, and it's not as standout as the others, and because of that I feel that it's better, and I feel you can wear it sort of season to season to season, and it will pretty much match with the majority of things. We then have the sweatpant, which is following the same art style, and yeah, I still yet again feel that it's almost like the cream or like white tone, or it's the black colorway, and that's basically it. I'm just not a massive fan of the black on the blue. I think that if you'd maybe put white on it, it might have stood out a bit more, or maybe a different colour might have been the thing in the end. From there we have the cross tee, so you can expect the exact same at the end of the day. A lot of different colorways. It's nice that we've got Thrasher on the front in small and then large graphic on the back. It's just that I've already seen that a couple of people have said they would have preferred, you know, some more, you know, like, it's difficult to phrase it because it's great that we're getting this collaboration, but they would have wanted like a little bit of a mix up, you know, a little bit of variety when it came to it, instead of the same design sort of being across several pieces. Even though it's cool that we've got Supreme Thrasher, it's just not really what a majority were looking for. In terms of colorways for this, I'd probably still stick with saying like the grey and the black being like a highlight to it. The pink is fine and the orange is okay, but I think that they're just the better sort of colours in the end. Like for me personally, I know that the pink probably in like small or like double XL will go, but yeah, that's just how I feel personally. From there we have the faux shearling lined bomber jacket, which I actually think is a really clean piece. Obviously standard detachable hood. Yeah, classic Supreme font on the back, which is really nice. It doesn't have the like accent. Maybe just me. In terms of colorways personally, I do really like the black colorway, but the standout is just the denim blue. It really is. It just works the best. The Supreme embroidery just stands out so much better, and the sort of faux shearling just stands out, or faux shearling just stands out so much more. Like that, just looks great. Really does. Denim. Yeah. We then have 2 S logo pieces, being a zip-up hoodie and a corduroy 6-panel. Personally for me, I'm not really a zip-up person, but I do like the olive and sort of like the cardinal tone. I don't know what they call it nowadays, wine, cardinal, like doesn't matter in the end. For the corduroy, I am a fan of sort of the pink, the tan and the green colourway, and that's basically it for it. We then have the Thrasher hooded work jacket, which is a little bit different artwork, still by Neckface, as you can see at the bottom, but you can't because zooming in doesn't go like that, but you can see it says straight to hell, and then obviously you've got the large graphic, which I think is a bit better than the other graphic that is currently being used on the pieces, personally. I'd probably say black colourway just looks the best. It makes the best use of the flames. I think it just stands out a bit more with the white. But yet again, it's personal preference. So we've then got the Thrasher beanie. I'm of the same sort of mindset of like the tan, creamy like tone and the black colourway, and that's basically it. We're actually getting the Jacquard rib football jersey this week, and yet again, I'm of the same mentality of like the brown colourway probably being one of the better tones. Navy and black being strong, and pink being the odd sort of colourway that might go or might not go first. We then have the Thrasher crew neck, which is Harold Hunter, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that's what they've gone for. And yeah, there are a number of Harold Hunter pieces from Supreme in the past that I'm a fan of. It's just that it's very difficult to get a decent fitting hoodie. Those who have ever had the CDG hoodie will know what I mean. It's very difficult to find a good condition that's not stained to hell and a good fitting in the end. So yeah, I do like the pink colourway, but I'm mainly a fan of the grey. I just am. I think this is nice, but yeah, grey. The colourways that work best are probably the navy or black, but for me, I just loved grey. Yeah, it's grey all the way, basically. We then have the Harold Hunter tee as well, with the same graphic front and back. Different colourways this time. We've got a purple and olive, or green, light green maybe, or light olive featured. Personally, I would probably say those two are definitely going to be the standout ones in the end. But yeah, black colourway is obviously just the easiest as well. From there, we've got the ear flap beanie and the backtail tee. For the ear flap beanie, I'd probably just say the black colourway. It's just that the font I would expect to be a bit more legible in terms, well, of legibility at the end of the day in comparison to the other two colourways. So yeah, we've got the backtail tee up next. As you can see, graphic on front, graphic on the back of it. Different colourways yet again. I do like this baby blue sort of tone. When they've used it in the past on some graphics for like their summer tees, it's looked really clean. And yeah, olive or light olive, same sort of thing. It looks fine, but I do like the baby blue in the end. So yeah. We then have a small box polo sweater, which I think is perfectly fine. I'm not a fan of the camo tones, but the other three I think are great, and I feel like it could do the same thing as before, where these colourways end up selling out because they're just nice, simple pieces, and they're really strong colourways and good colourways at the end of the day, especially the green and the black. Yeah. So from there we have the last couple of pieces. The S logo sweatpant obviously go alongside the hoodie, which I prefer over the zip up. Just I do. We then have the chopped cheese, which is meant to have an estimated retail of like 150, so best of luck with that. With a small box shirt, which has a variety of really solid colourways, I can't lie. They never really tend to do that out there in terms of tones for these sorts of pieces. They're just like their standard staple, but this time they have done. We then have a mesh pocket camp cap. Colourways are fine, I'm just not a fan of when they put a pocket on a camp cap. We have a discharge short sleeve top. Brown and black colourway are probably the best too. We can move on to the hooded rugby. It's very difficult. I think that the colourways are okay, but it's just not for me. And to finish off the week, we have the washed pieces, being the Flight satin cargo pant and the Flight satin N3B Parker. I still remember when my brother sold like an N3B Parker that I liked of Supremes for like 150 or something, some really terrible price. So yeah, pain. But the olive and the pink colourway are probably my favourite when it comes to this. The black colourway, there's just something not looking too great about it. But anyway, that is going to cover this video. So as per norm, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, what you think of the Thrasher collaboration, what's your favourite piece, what you like from the week in general, and what you might end up going for. I'm basically like borderline on the side of the mole like books, basically, depending on what they are. Because if they're like, oh, these are 50, I'll be like, no, I can get something for like 15 or 20 pounds. Like, yeah. So, but that's going to cover it anyway. As per norm, I do hope that you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you all next time. Peace.